Yeah.
Mahogany. And Jeff.
Yeah.
Everybody answered in the affirmative. That's nice.
Is not like the other.
The mahogany went. I don't know if
That's affirmative. That's definitely affirmative.
That's plant talk.
sounded like a drunken vomit.
Well, it's definitely not a negative.
Okay.
Clearly, you've taken some extracurriculars that lend you specific knowledge of this weird language, and you know what? It's good to self-improve.
WHAT?
I don't know.
Self-improvement is for people who think they have something wrong with them.
Okay, you're not wrong.
That's just technically true.
I'm not sure I like your tone, but you're not wrong. Oh man, how was everybody's week?
When I saw the new. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it was a week. No.
No.
Oh,
You didn't care about the
Exactly.
new Ant-Man movie we went and saw?
Oh, it was good.
See
I
how it
liked
is?
it. I liked it.
It
I
did
have
not
to be
touch me.
reminded of
events.
yeah.
Same.
Basically, it's funny because it's true. But yeah.
Like I couldn't remember from Wednesday. Like Frank started griping about Kevin making fun of him. Like, huh? Did that happen? I don't. Huh?
Well,
Not griping.
well, no. In your defense, Terrence, if Kevin had been funnier, you might have remembered it.
That was my gripe. Not that it was being made fun of, but I was being made fun of in a non-funny manner.
Oh, this is going to turn into a feud. I feel like.
Turn. It's been 3 years.
I don't know. I don't think it's as hot as it once was, but you know, it could heat back up. This war might continue. Who knows? This could be a long winter. Oh, wait, what season is it? Summer.
Yeah.
We're recording this in February, and I'm wearing shorts.
Oh God,
Thank you, South Carolina.
so tired of this.
I've noticed, I don't know if I know we're not on the same latitude, but Florida and South Carolina, where I'm at in Florida, has almost identical weather patterns.
I mean, you are so close to us, really. Like when I saw how far the drive was, I was like, I can get to Greenville. That's like you're basically in the same state.
Mhm.
Yeah, Jacksonville is.
It's right on the edge of Georgia. You barely go through Georgia to get to.
Yeah.
We're
Florida.
both really close to that Georgia border, which is just a giant swamp anyway. So
Mhm.
Man,
it's all that Georgia swamp spillover.
It's still smoldering from the Civil War where they burned it.
Well, then at least it'd be a dry heat.
Yeah.
no, everything here is wet.
Mhm.
Mm.
I love walking out into the from the air conditioner in the dead summer. Walk out into the air conditioner, and it's just like a wet fart hits you, like
Yeah.
a full body wet fart.
Thank you for describing the smell of that city.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong.
Jacksonville.
It's like a wet fart.
It's exactly like a wet fart.
Here it's like somebody rubbed mud under your nose. Like, yeah, right there.
Fluff mud.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Well, see, that's when you're on the coast. It's the pluff mud. I grew up in the mid-state, and I had chicken manure.
Oh my God.
Oh,
You know, that
So-
would, you get Gulf streams of just like, oh, today it's going to smell like chicken shit all day because the wind's blowing southwest.
Last week, I thought a patient were carrying up to Columbia from Estill had shit himself, and like from the entire distance between Denmark up
I know the area, and
for like 40 miles afterwards. Like, oh my God, this guy really wrecked his pants. No, it just happened to be the day where every farmer in the state chicken shit their field.
Mhm.
That's the one thing that I can give the upstate is for the majority of that area, the most the most offensive, the most pungent smell is like when it's honeysuckle season.
Oh, that is nice.
And it's just you get assaulted by the smell of honeysuckles, which is a fantastic smell. But it's not like here where you get paper mill and
all manner of cabbage farty smells.
yeah. And I always wonder, like when I'm driving people around, I'm like, that's not, I hope they know that's not me. Because sometimes I think it's them until
you guys tourists? Yeah. Okay. Well, let me let you know something. I did not fart.
There's a paper
That's
mill
Fluff
right there.
Bud.
You can see the
Yeah.
spoon.
And as soon as we get a little further down 17, you'll smell the tangy aromas of paper mill. And if you hit something else that's just awful, that's chicken manure. And it's not on my shoe. It's just, it fills the air in pockets of this state.
So I was working at a corn mill where they, grind corn. We were doing some work there, and the mud around there has just absorbed the smell of cornmeal that has just been baking in the sun. And if you haven't ever smelled cornmeal, it smells exactly like half of pig shit. That makes any sense. So there's a part of a pig farm. There's a smell of that when it hits your nose, it stays there. That's the rotted corn. And you get that shit on your shoes, and it stays in your car for a few days.
Pluff mud.
I'm still giggling a little because you said I worked at a corn mill where they mill corn, and I would just want to be like, "What? No, they don't make kazoos there."
Grit. They make grits.
Yeah.
Or
grits and cornmeal and
or that cracked
in
corn.
the back they did the kazoos.
This next song's called "State of Mind." It's about state of mind.
You'd make an amazing dynamic front band for a total band of idiots. Let's see.
But Jeff, you were saying pluff mud?
Why? Why would
Pluff
you say
mud's another one of those great smells.
that? It is a good beer, though. I don't know if you've had the pluff.
Oh,
mud.
that's a nice porter. Yeah.
Do they sell that outside of this state?
Yes, they do.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Shocked.
Yeah. All those beers are very popular.
Yeah, we can't import any of them anymore. I don't know. Like, I want some of the good IPAs from other places.
Yeah, we've got too many. Like, it was nice when the breweries started to come, but now we got too many breweries.
Yeah, now they're all fighting for shelf space and pushing out the good ones.
Yeah.
Well, you could get growlers at the gas station now.
No, you can't. That moment is over.
Is it gone now?
It came and went. It
Yeah.
really did.
I would like to circle back to where you said good IPAs.
Oh,
I had two during Nerd Bowl, and both of them were horrible.
That's because I'm poor.
I think
That's
it
what
was
he
yours. They were Tyler's.
Oh well, Tyler brought some weird stuff.
Yeah, Tyler brought very odd niche things, but I really liked that one that I had. The porter, was it a porter? It was a stout. It was a stout. It was
that was that had a lot of flavor.
yeah, but I mean, it was like everything like that. That's like going to be like super high gravity is going to be like a sipper, like a share it with people kind of thing, because the flavors are too intense. Because
I maybe had like 4 ounces of it, like in a little glass. That's all I could really do.
Yeah, I split the stout with you.
Yeah,
because I couldn't handle it.
That's how you should do a beer like that. Like, those are not drinking beers. This is a beer experience. I'm gonna taste this. It's not. It is like you can just like you'd have a wine, or you can have like a brandy, or like you can have like bourbon. You can it's that kind of thing. It's
pour it into a snifter and
this
enjoy it over a long period of time.
Are you laughing at her being discerning about something? Mr. sits there, debates the pros and cons of slice of life animes to us like we care.
No, I was. It was the beer experience. Those two words conjured this mental image in my head that just threw me for a loop for a second.
Like, I really do enjoy the the complexity of beer. There's so many things that you could experience when you're drinking a beer. But, you know, Americans are like, unfortunately, like Natty Light is a thing. It exists.
Well, I mean, if you want to drink 34 beers in a sitting, that's what it's there for.
Exactly.
I mean, what else are you going to do when you watch the cars go around in a circle? You have to drink 34 beers.
I mean, my
Yeah.
classic beer experience is getting so drunk I throw up and hit on whatever straight guys near me. But
Seen it.
I'm a little past that now.
Yeah, I'm talking about a different type of beer experience. I think we're a little older now. We can have a different type of beer experience. But anyway, moving right along.
Yeah, the fact that Natty Light, Bush Light, and Miller High Life exist is just a clear, giant red arrow to the fact that Americans are consumers first. We are prodigious consumers of vast amounts of whatever.
If you're going to speak to the American public, could you not use big words like prodigious? Maybe dumb it down a bit. Thank you.
Americans are like cone heads from Saturday Night Live.
Now,
What? Nobody's young. Nobody's old enough to get that joke.
They
except for
made
Jeff.
a movie in the 90s.
It is 2023. Just a reminder.
Even I know better than to reference that to people, and I'm bad at this.
yeah, you go
Yeah.
way too far back. Go back to before you were born.
It's true.
Even though the 90s is having a resurgence, and it's like finally I can start wearing some of my old clothes again.
My parachute pants. Thank
My
God.
Jinkos.
Jinko's
But really,
back.
really what I'm excited about is just long sleeve shirts under t-shirts. Thank you. I missed that. And like now maybe I can find some long sleeve shirts for sale again.
Like what? Like long johns under a polo kind of thing.
Or like yeah, but it's not really long john, like not the long john material, just like a t-shirt material, but like a long sleeve t-shirt under a short sleeve t-shirt. I miss that.
It feels like a northern thing. Like I don't think that ever caught on here really much.
It did for
Go-
me
go
in the
to-
upstate.
Go to like a Dickies store or a Walmart and go into the men's work clothing area, and you'll find a lot of thin, breathable, long sleeve shirts that
Mhm.
they're usually in bright neon and
No, thank
day glow
you.
orange colors, but you know.
No, thank you. I'll take just the basic
I
dingy
wanna be-
white t-shirt.
I want to be comfortable and easily found.
Just in case I get lost.
Yeah.
Well,
I just
it's-
want my dingy long sleeve t-shirts and my flannels, please again.
Oh, you want grunge? You want
Yeah.
a resurgence of the grunge
It's
style?
coming back. It's basically back already. So just put it on the shelves for me. Thank you.
The corpse of punk.
Bring on the ennui, people.
I mean, what better time than now?
Yeah.
What better time to just be pissy but exuberant than now?
Oh God! All right. Okay.
Enthusiastic melancholy.
The butthole surfers.
The Butthole Surfers, one of my favorite bands, a band that basically got talked up by another more famous band and was totally not expecting any kind of record deal and just kind of fucked it off, which because that's just what they do. I love them.
Well, with a name like Butthole Surfers, they weren't planning to go big.
Like
Play for
there's like
keeps.
they're like one of two-ish bands that I can really like say that these people did not take their fame seriously at all, and it was like them,
Hoobastank.
it was them and Harvey Danger at the time. Actually, they did not give a
Oh.
fuck.
They
They
ran
just-
it up the flagpole to see if someone looked, and no one never did.
Yeah, like they do interviews and like they are usually making fun of the interviewer, like in their very dry way, and like, oh my God, these people do not care. But enough of that idiotic 90s nostalgia. Nobody cares about the 90s. It's dumb. We should not go back to it. All the worst things came from the 90s.
I had my worst hairstyles then.
Yep, Newt Gingrich, like he got in the news in the 90s that he's never left. Fuck him.
I want to go back to the 70s.
Well, I was only there for 2
I was
years.
gonna say 90s is just 70s light.
That's true.
90s is 70s without drinking and driving.
Yeah, there's nobody had any cocaine.
Yeah, so I
We
said
all had to wear
70s light.
seatbelts.
But there was also like, what is it? Ecstasy and the club kids
Oh yeah,
going out there doing their thing. So, it wasn't cocaine, it was
was
club
rave drugs.
Yeah.
Another thing the 90s did to us. Because of the 90s, we have the movie Party Monster. And who wanted that?
Yeah, Scene Kids. Ugh.
I'm kidding. I like that movie. Macaulay Culkin's really funny.
Teen kids are the 2010s.
Yeah,
Your
keep up
decade's
with-
right, damn it.
Keep up with your
No.
scenes.
I refuse.
Scene
right,
Kids
what
popped
is-
off a little before 2010.
Yeah, late 2000. Mid to late 2000.
My problem is I don't remember most of the 90s.
Oh yeah, drink a lot, huh?
Because you were having fun.
90s was when I was in college and
I'd
also
love
when
to
I was
see
in the
Jeff on
military.
Ecstasy.
No, didn't never do anything like that.
Were you in the country for the 90s?
Could you imagine Jeff on ecstasy just reaching over with one of his big paws to put on your arm and just pet you?
Yeah, most of the 90s I was in I was here for a couple years of college. Then I went over to Texas, Fort Hood for military. And then I went overseas to Korea.
90s Korea probably was a different zeitgeist, I imagine.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of cool.
40 years post-war. 40-ish years post-war.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how half the population loved Americans, the other half hated them.
Yeah, we got a nice, cool, demilitarized zone. That's neat. You don't get those in America, which is a shame. We should have one between here and say Florida.
I'd hate to have to drive through a DMZ every time I wanted to come visit.
Well, you have to take the boat around it, honestly. I'm not gonna not shoot at you, so I mean you're safe once you breach the border and claim, asylum, but I'm gonna take those pot shots. So y'all ready?
90s.
Is that
Welcome.
your jock jams?
That was, yeah. I mean,
It took a minute to realize what you were doing.
He's jock jamming over there.
you ever been jock jamming?
Don't do that on Zoom. That shit gets you canceled.
Now that's what I call interrupting me.
Volume 3.
I don't know if I actually finished doing all my shit. I did buy armor. Okay.
Well, there you go. You're a step ahead of yourself from last week.
Mm-hmm. Literally one step.
Okay, so official introduction. Welcome to Raiders of the Lark 2.0. You're listening to Hyper Relay Public Broadcasting Channel 446. The Dead Air Society presents Radio Silence with your host, Nobody.
That's good silence.
Oh, this was nice.
This has been Radio Silence. Thank you. The days drag on in the drift. How many days it's been? I don't know. Somebody roll 5d6 and let's see how long it's been. See how long it's going to take to get
Hold
there.
I
on a
got 3
second.
of them.
I got 5d6. Bam.
3,000 days.
14 days.
14 days. 2 standard weeks. 2 standard weeks trapped in a ship with strangers, heading for a place that a cat told you about.
That's a weird sentence.
Yeah. Yeah, Geist is going to spend those 14 days getting reacquainted with the ship, finding his bunk, seeing if he can find any clues about why he is wearing a wedding ring, and who these strangers are amongst us.
Okay.
And I'm going to dive in the computer system and look through all the records to see if I can trace our route for the past, how we got there, like see what port entries we've got, destinations we did for the past couple months, maybe. Going backwards, see if I can trace a route in the information in the logs.
All right. What about the other two of you?
Just spending time figuring out who I am, why I am, what I am, and yeah, basically spending like those 2 weeks pretty introverted for the first 10 days or so, and then maybe figuring out who everybody else is after that.
You have a mercifully quiet trip through the drift. How about you, Tucker? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'd probably the same. Digging through, figuring out where it was this character slept, and going through the ship and just trying to knock the old memory loose.
Everybody, roll a d20.
Could you imagine, though? Just imagine this situation. You've spent a lot of time with some online friends online, and then now you're stuck with them for 2 weeks with amnesia, basically.
19.
19. All right. Well, then I'm gonna say, since did anybody get a 20?
No.
Since you are first to the initiative order here, you're the first one to the latrine in the ship. Here you find some. On the first day, you found some extraneous gear there, stuff that just would not fit any member of your crew. A wide, heavy blaster belt, and the blaster inside of it, built for incredibly large hands. Presumably left by one of your kidnappers, along with something you had to flush.
It's recycle. Let's just call it recycling.
Okay.
Asshole couldn't even recycle.
After we looked at the ship systems, we realized we have to recycle stuff every so often.
But observing the weapon, you see that it's got a lot of extra high-tech doodads attached to it.
Look through them all, and then also call everybody there.
Okay.
And go, hey, look at what I found.
All right.
Well, real quick. Hi, everyone again. Who were you in the simulation, just so that we can get a touch base of personalities? I was the terrestrial goblin, and the half elf. Who was everyone else?
Oh, you're just not gonna tell him?
Okay, then I will just go fuck myself.
I think Weepskeep just cackles like that, and then you should know who she was. That's who they were. I was a witch. I was a witch.
And
I was a witch hunter.
I don't know if it will give us much insight into our personalities as a whole, but I just thought that it might help we were to know who each other were in the game. That's all I can think to call it, the simulation. Maybe it will help us remember things in the real world.
I feel like Weepskeep is very unnerved to have been a human and to have been a very like human presenting person in the form of the lady. Like yeah, they don't really want to like Gorons don't really like humans because they almost hunted them to extinction because they taste good. So like Weepskeep could really identify with the lady hating humans, but having been one, it's just like blown their mind. I don't know.
All right.
A lot to think about.
So the android and the reptile guy are keeping tight-lipped about it, or
Oh no.
okay?
I'll explain who I was.
All right. So by process of elimination, guys, you're able to figure out who the reptile played.
Pretty much. He's he's keeping quiet about it though. He doesn't feel like sharing.
Okay. But back to the matter at hand. On this first day, you're in the drift. The very large gun belt or blaster belt is you see the blaster itself seems to be a custom job. Somebody want to make I guess perception or
Engineering?
or engineering will work too.
We can do that one.
I got a 27 perception.
Yeah, 25.
All right.
Y'all are better.
Okay. You guys noticed that it has some very conspicuous biometric stuff going on. You're guessing it's probably booby trapped.
So it definitely looks as if we cannot use that without it exploding in our hands.
Actually, we'll hand it over to Valgroth and see if he can use engineering to disable the biometrics. Or is that a computer skill? Disable the biometrics.
I'll let it be either or, depending on how you want to do it. Though,
are these traps? Would these be considered traps?
This is considered a trap, yes.
Oh, let me see that. I can pop
Rolled
that
a
off
natural
in
20.
just a second. But if you got it, then never mind.
Just
Fuck you guys.
I've just got a class ability that lets me do it. So
Yeah, I think we all do. If you got computers, if you got engineering, as long as you got the toolkit for it, you can do it.
yeah, I can do it in less than a round, though.
Not me.
So should I change out my elite saboteur? Is that a pointless thing to have?
Well, Jeff's not always going to be standing beside you, so
Right.
you know.
Nope.
Yeah,
No
you can
splitting the
disable
party.
traps when we need to run away from stuff. Fast is what it sounds like, right?
This
Yeah.
Yeah.
this takes Grimjack a bit of time and tinkering. He has
Dice
to
would have done it in 60 seconds.
6.
You
It's
said
a-
one
Less than
round?
6.
Less than a
3.
round.
Okay, I hand it over to you.
No,
For
you
God's
got
sake, no!
You
You
got
already
it.
did it. Fuck you.
it. Yeah.
None of this. No more of this. Stop.
That's the problem with this game. There's only so many skills, and everybody pretty much has has some of the same skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I call intimidation.
Well, you can definitely take intimidation. I don't care about intimidation.
Now, I'm seeing this in the game as a moment where we're like, okay, who can do this? Oh wait, I can do this. You know, this is like a team building exercise almost, where we're all trying to figure it out.
This is brilliant, Terrence, because we all have characters and we don't know what our characters do. Our characters also don't know what they do.
Yes, they do. You guys only lost 8 months of memory.
But it was an important 8 months.
There were
Most
3
of my
levels in
learning-
that 8
I
months.
think
Well,
most of my learning these past 8
We also
months.
don't necessarily know what each other does.
Yeah,
So
that's the trick.
you know, this is a great point. Not necessarily sure. Yeah, we go. Oh, I'll do computers. I'll do engineering, but we don't know how much cross section we got there. The cross skills. Some's gonna be better at some stuff, and then other ones. You might be very good at something, and it might take more time. Like Geist, you're great at this disarming stuff fast, but like you might not always be around when we need it. So
What is your engineering bonus, by the way?
for who?
My
Guys,
bonus is +9.
Same here.
so I'm technically I have a better chance. You could just do it faster
Yeah.
Okay.
because I'm at a +10.
All right. Eventually, however, you guys get the biometrics disabled, and this large gun that was suitable for the massive paws of a Vesk is yours to investigate. And you're guessing from the way it's constructed and like how it was put together, it probably wouldn't be too hard to track down where it was put together. So that's just another thing another avenue of search you can make.
Well, didn't you say that there were multiple components added to this gun?
Yeah.
So if we stripped it down, what all are the different components and stuff?
I don't know, lots of components. Fuck you.
I mean,
Half of them were traps.
Like, did it have a scope on it? That kind of stuff.
Yes, scopes, compensators.
Belong to one of those Call of Duty nuts.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Because apparently you don't know about the weapons, actual stuff that gets added to a gun.
No, I have not poured over the fucking equipment section yet. Sorry. I know
Alright.
that's the first place you go.
Well, of course it is, and that stuff's very expensive.
Yes, and I will get it to you. I will get it to you. Calm
No
yourself.
problem.
Calm yourself. Thank you.
Nope.
Jesus.
This is me we're talking about. I pull open my bag and then I just start raking shit in. You know how that is.
Great. Not annoying in the slightest. Thanks. The point is, yeah, you that is the only real sign of your kidnappers you find aboard the ship. It's pretty easy to figure out which room was yours just by investigating and finding things that you either recognize or things that are just would not fit another member of the crew.
So that was I was under the impression that was something that belonged to the 5th member that's not with us now.
No, it is not. It would have been too large for him as well.
Oh, he wasn't a Vest. What did we figure out what he was?
Mercury.
Mercury.
Oh.
Thought you said it was a dwarf.
I did say he's a dwarf.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, dwarf. Who said Mercury?
I did.
Liar.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like a
that,
monkey.
that was the monkey race.
Okay.
The monkey bug.
That he did play at one time.
He played a Skittermaner once too, and he did a very annoying voice for it. And I was thinking about going over doing a voice for this character, and every time I go to say something, I'm like, maybe I don't want to sound like that.
But yeah, and it's easy to find the 5th crewman, his quarters as well. The cat seems to go in and out of there willy nilly, and sleeps on the bed.
Just to clarify, do we all think that the cat is our captain? Or is that just my impression? This is outside of the cat's ear.
I'm going to assume the
Physical-
5th character
quizzical?
was. I'm assuming the 5th character was the captain, and that is his cat, and that's the reason why the cat goes sit in the captain's chair.
Oh, that's a very good point too.
No, the cat doesn't doesn't dissuade you from thinking this in any way. He treats you exactly like a cat would treat a person if it could talk. It makes demands. It gets in your way. It sits on your furniture.
Like a captain.
That's why I've got a little mini vacuum at my workstation just to get all his hair up.
It's got dubiously helpful advice. Oh.
Like James T. Kirk.
But
Tiberius,
baby. The beyond that, though, the cat keeps to himself in a traditional cat-like way. He basically finds someone when he needs something or wants to talk about something the cat is interested in. Generally, the cat is interested in TV. It watches a lot of Holovision.
So in other words, he spends a good bit of time in the lounge area.
Yeah, just laying on the table watching the Holovision whenever the signal can break through on one of the relays. It seems to hate Drift Space because of that. It's always missing various episodes of various programs that it likes. Let's see. The two of you are keeping to yourself, sequestering yourself off there. Give me some will saves. Since you guys are being contemplative. Yep.
I don't think I got a very good will. 8.
All right.
17.
All right. As much as you try, to muster more in the way of memories that have been tampered with, you can't seem to do it right now. It's just not coming to you. Like, this whole place seems, while there's familiar stuff to you here, pretty alien.
So I'm gonna give a out of character bit of maybe reason for that.
Sure.
So I think that during that time that they were in the simulation, like before that, Weep was probably a sapling and just, more in its adolescent phase. And I think I would attribute that to like being the lady outside, being like small of stature and weak, and then going consciously deciding or unconsciously deciding to transform into the Oakling stage, which they can do pretty much anytime they decide to, but they only do it once, going from sapling to Oakling. And that would more coincide with being the physically strong Ryan. So when they come out, they're just like, everything is familiar, but not, because they were kind of, at a different stage before they went in.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Valgorth, while you basically sit alone pondering through most of the drift trip, something keeps nagging at you. Something at the back of your mind. You're not sure what it is at first, but something is irritating you. And it, after a while, you figure out what it is. The way that drow immediately knew the cat's name seemed odd, out of place to you. Everyone here has known almost nothing, but that came right to him, which denotes something different going on there. And it doesn't... It raises your hackles a little bit.
Depending on how far we're into this trip, when that realization dawns, I'll go from being more solitude style to secretly hovering around Geist.
All right. Okay, well, it's a few days in, so maybe like 6 days or so. You're just sitting alone, and finally it just dawns on you. Meanwhile, with the Grimjacks, you continue to look at the computer systems of the ship. You find that the person that hijacked it did a lot of damage to the systems, or
Okay,
rather,
let
did
me-
a lot of damage to the recordings.
Just a real quick thing to let you know. Because of my investigator theme, I can get a -5 DC on my gathering information if it's related to a case, which my case is trying to understand our background,
Okay.
trying to figure out what happened to us and what's going on.
All right. Well, give me another computer use checks to try and at least tease out and recover some of the data that was wiped or otherwise scrambled.
All right. 23.
All right. Eventually, you come across a few like randomly marked files within computer systems, and see that the process by which it was done was not the clean efficiency of, say, a program or an app or something like that that would scrub everything, but by somebody bored and just deleting things in large swaths at random and not even really attending to whether it was successful or not. So you find basically a trash bin that has not been emptied somewhere along in the ship.
Okay.
Here you find a few bits and pieces, clips, old records of flight logs, tiny scraps of video, and begin sussing through those, though that will take a while.
Not a problem. That's what I'll spend my time working on then.
All right. Geist, searching around the ship after a while, you try to familiarize yourself in a way that hopefully jogs your memory, but being the kind of person you are, I assume you're also trying to familiarize yourself in a tactical way with the vessel.
I would also like to spend time with Marcus as well because I like cats.
All right. The cat has no problem spending time with you, and in fact, there is no point during the ship if you are looking for him, he will not come when you call. You are the only person he does this for.
Maybe he was my cat. Will he ride on my shoulder?
Okay, but it's your shoulder.
How big is this? A Maine Coon?
No,
cat?
no, but it's about like a 15-pound overweight cat.
And claws.
Yeah.
I got this leather coat. It's fine.
He weighs about as much as a very heavy gun.
I'll carry him around sporadically.
All right.
I like petting cats. And
he tolerates it until he doesn't, and
As cats do.
yeah.
And after a while, you notice that Valgorth spends a little bit of time with y'all, and you think maybe he's opening up. He's coming out of his shell. Perhaps he likes cats as well. Who knows? Cats and lizards, famous friends.
Yes. Always get along. Did I find anything in my bunk, or is it just super Spartan in there?
Well, that's up to you. Do you usually keep it that way?
I would imagine that it would be kept very meticulously neat and very tidy. I mean, it's think of the corporate guy's cubicle who wants to separate his personal life and his private life and his business life, but he has no private life.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you find the room fairly Spartan. The only thing you find, honestly, is a charging port for a data pad that is out of place in that it does not have a data pad in it.
Is Valgorth nearby while I'm looking through my room? Is he watching me?
Not in your room. I doubt it. Unless you just leave the doors open.
Yeah, I'd just leave it open while I'm not looking for privacy, while I'm just going through stuff.
Oh, then I definitely ransack his room.
While I'm in it?
No, but
I'm saying while I'm in it, the doors are open.
yeah, I mean, I'm somewhat stealthy about being seen.
Okay, so I might not even. But that's gonna nag at me.
Mhm.
The lack of the data pad. I'll start looking for that.
All in
Curse
all,
me for keeping my room so tidy.
though, the 2 weeks of your travel, you guys aren't really able to uncover very much off the rip. The cat says some cryptic things every now and then, or at least they seem cryptic if you don't know what he's talking about, and most of you don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, Marcus, who brought you on board? All of us together, or was there one crew member who introduced you to all of us?
Ooh, that was a wild night. I don't remember a lot of it.
Hmm.
A lot of drinking.
Fair enough. That's where the picture was taken of us in the tropics.
Yes, I guess. Like I said, I don't remember a lot of it. I don't remember a lot of things. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, they call us designer pets, and we have sapience, but I'm still not built for a lot of that sort of thing.
Well, and I imagine that a cat who could remember everything would be rather bothersome.
Oh yeah, probably very annoying. Very, very annoying. Woof. Very annoying.
Well, I'm
What
about
were we
to.
talking about?
Well, I was about to head up to my pilot station. You can come join me if you wish, or wait and see if the static clears and your television program comes back on.
I don't think so. I think we're pretty far out. I don't know.
But I'm gonna go watch the drift, and you're welcome to hang out with me if you like.
All right. He watches you walk away, and then he walks to the common area, and then walks into the command room and sits down, and then he gets up and he walks away.
Pause at the door. The door opens. He steps out.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Steps back in.
Just entertaining himself in the way cats normally do.
Just to be mean,
Be mean or irritating.
I'm gonna take the that little pin light and have it go around the floor, so that the cat will want to chase it.
Okay. He does, he responds as natural.
More, this is just me being playful, kind of thing.
Okay.
Or then also, while I'm going through the computer records, do I come across any recordings of TV shows or something that he would enjoy? If I find any recordings of them, I could throw them up on the screens to keep him occupied, or go put it back into the entertainment room.
The ship has a fairly well loaded entertainment library. Obviously the cat doesn't know how to use it, so he just relies on holovision signal.
Just put on the chipmunks and squirrels at play video.
But
watch them chitter.
Come the 14th day, however, you get the alert from the navigation station that you are approaching your beacon, meaning that you're about to exit drift space.
All right, everyone. I guess vacation is over. Let's go find out who the fuck we are.
Skeep.
Skeep, literally.
They're like a fucking Pokemon. Weep-skeep.
Everyone, I assume everyone takes their their crew position.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everyone gets in place. The cat gets into the captain's chair, leans up over the command console, looking out over the viewer. He's like, "Come on, come on, come on!" And as soon as you flash back into normal, real space, the cat bolts out of the captain's chair back into the lounge. Yes,
The TV's working.
the TV is working.
Mm.
Make a pilot check for me, would you, Geist?
18 on the die for a 30.
Okay. You see that the beacon, this system's beacon, is not the only portion of the coordinate that has been put in. It actually has a very specific coordinate within it. You see, this place is a standard yellow star with 3 inhabited planets with 1 habitable. In general, the other 2 appear to be just mining colonies. But the coordinates that you're given are not exactly for any 3 of the planets. It is one of the moons of a nearby gas giant within the system.
We can maybe scoop up some carbon on the moon or some hydrogen through the gas giant. Or we can where do we want to go? Do we just want to follow these coordinates?
Well,
Yes.
I mean, we drove 2 weeks to do this, so yeah.
Well, Terrence says we get out of the drift. I will do a generalized scan of the system to see if there, to find all the things you just pretty much mentioned, and also to see if there's any ships that are local to where we're at, so we can be aware just in case something decides to attack us.
All right. Once you do your scan, you see that the shipping lanes here are populated but not highly populated, and you're guessing it's mostly, or you're not guessing, you can tell it's mostly just mining vessels around the two mining colonies. There seems to be a good deal of ship traffic around the more habitable planet, but out here in the space lanes, there doesn't seem to be much going on. You do see a bulletin come across come across the feeds of the ship. Just sort of a general kind of transponder ping for the system, warning you about various local ordinances and things like that. Smuggling will not be tolerated, etc., etc., etc. But the last message amongst them is the local authorities have deemed the moon. Oh, shower's been up. Ah, yes. The deemed the moon Zaxmar Moon 3 off limits for the time being due to localized disaster. We apologize for any inconvenience. If you need to speak to the authorities about financial reparations and losses, please contact it at the relay below.
Any clue to what kind of natural disaster it is that we can maybe scan for more information?
No,
Xenomorph outbreak.
That seems to be the only information.
Well, shit.
Al Gore has a Steve Urkel moment.
What?
Did I do that?
Did I do that?
Oh, I thought you were. Does anybody have any cheese?
Yeah, that's relatable.
Reeveskeep just makes distress sounds.
Looking through the notes that I had deciphered and stuff, is there anything referencing anything within this system that we might alternatively go to or are we still going to try to make it to that moon, even though it's being blockaded?
Make another computer use check for him.
All right.
So this may be a dead end.
26 total.
All right. You check on your recovery process files and cross-reference with what you have now. You get a small amount of video. It comes up, and you get a prompt to play the file.
I'll pull it up on the viewer for all of us.
Okay. You get sort of a poorly rendered image of a human with an eye patch. He seems to be drinking out of a flask while he's talking, but a lot of the words are completely muddled for a while, or inaudible until basically the clip that has been recovered comes in clearly. Gas giant, third moon is where we need to meet. This is a way out of the way place. Hopefully, they won't find us there. I don't like to disappoint a client, but this is getting really hairy. But my ship should be parked in their docks, so just keep an eye out for it. It'll be registered under the name Madrigal. But I hope to, and then it stops.
This was a file that was sent to us.
Yeah, this is a message to you. You find it's a personal correspondence between this person, and it's tagged to you specifically, Grimjacks.
Okay.
Is this the person we were supposed to be meeting in this place?
Well, at least there's something to go on. And is that you said the moon of the gas giant? Is that the place that we were heading into anyway? Or is
yes.
that
after you get the beacon, like a lot of these the planetary like relays and systems helpfully usually update your navigational charts. It usually takes less than a day to get them, but you guys came out near a beacon. Pretty close. And so once you get all the names of the planets uploaded, you see that the gas giant is called Zaxmar.
Well, since this moon is currently off limits, inaccessible, perhaps we need to make plans to get reparations, see if we can recover the Mandror. What ship was that again?
The Madrigal.
Madrigal.
Yeah, or is there anything else that we can, like nearby places that he would have maybe gone if he wasn't at the planet when that thing happened?
Like I said, there's three inhabited planets.
Which one seems like the Commerce Planet, where people can
Commerce
just hang
Planet
out?
is not the mining one, the one that actually has an atmosphere. It's called High Viridia, according to your updated files.
And what was where would we go to get reparations or get permission to go there?
The High Viridian Space Authority.
Guessing on High Viridian.
Yeah.
Let's head there then.
Assuming it's HYVERANIAN.
HYVERDIA. High Viridia.
High Viridia.
And that was the habitable planet, and they had large cities.
They have some pretty large cities there. It is basically your standard settled world. It is not, of course, expansive as some of the oldest colonized worlds, but this is clearly a colonized kind of system. Like, you're guessing that Hyveridia probably was also a dead sphere at 1.2, probably terraformed long ago.
So that's probably the most likely place we probably should go, at least starting out, to try to gather more information for right now, and then later on go back to the moon if once we find out more information.
If we can get there without getting blown out of the sky.
Well,
laws and rules. Are there any laws on that High Meridia that about weaponry and gear, so that we know before we land what we can? Is it like Wild Wild West still, or Shadowrun-esque?
Judging from what you can tell, Hyveridia is basically your standard kind of settler world. So it usually tries to ape the more civilized cultures of the more ancient worlds. But you're guessing that it is rural in practice. Like, it may have cities, but most of the people on there do not live, or do. There's a lot of like
speed traps.
Well, yeah, a lot of small areas and towns and things like that. There's probably like 3 major cities on the whole planet.
Well, I look at everybody like, what do y'all think?
Like Charleston in the 60s.
I am of two minds here. If the Madrigal is the ship that we are meeting, and judging by the small clip of information that we got from that file, it is possible that this natural disaster was in fact whoever was chasing him found him and brought him down, perhaps did some damage to the moon. If we go to ask for leave to land on the moon or get reparations for said ship, it might raise some red flags. This is just my paranoia speaking.
Yeah, your paranoia is pretty high to assume that this guy's responsible for the destruction of part of a moon. It could actually be a natural disaster, and this guy is just not there. Maybe we can find him on this planet. If we get close enough to get into their web systems, we could do a search for him, yeah?
Yes, probably.
So I may be jumping to conclusions.
What's the timestamp on the video?
The timestamp of the video, given the time that you went through the drift phase, a month, 1 month prior.
Okay. So pretty much before we were captured?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't even think that he might still be there. That's good thinking, Valgorth. It was Valgorth, right?
Valgorth.
Yes. Valgorth, Weepskeep, and Grimjax? Is that what we were calling you?
Yeah, that's my
more
call sign.
It's more of a weepscape. More of a weepscape.
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 What?
Weep.
Quick question. What are you guys like character themes again? I can't remember.
Spacefarer.
Spacefarer.
Bounty Hunter.
Bounty Hunter.
Vaster.
Vaster, and what was yours, Jeff?
Investigator.
Okay. Well, okay, then it would not apply. All right.
Yes, I say we head to Hyveria, and see if the Madrigal is somewhere on the surface.
All right. Let's see. In-system travel. In-system travel is a fairly tedious affair itself. it generally takes like while getting placed in the drift, this is just like mechanical information, is a sort of a semi-randomized kind of 5d6 days thing. In system travel is like that in microcosm. You roll 1d6, and that's how long it takes to get to any particular place in days in system travel, because you are going slower.
I mean,
So
we
it's-
are.
Yeah.
Well,
so
you know,
it's possible to get from Earth to Jupiter analog in like a day.
yeah, possible, depending on like where the orbits are. I think that's just basically what it's meant to like represent, is like where things are in orbit in relation to each other. So it changes whenever you.
That makes sense.
So we need to roll the d6 to see how long it's going to take us to get to this planet.
Yeah, you do your math and roll the d6 for me first.
Yep. Oh, 5 days.
5 days. That's fine. You're taking this long way around will actually take you by Zaxmar on the way to High Viridia.
Ooh, let's scan that shit.
If you so choose, you know.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you find yourself in basically getting ready to go again. You pretty much have to be a bit more attentive to what's going on at the helm here in system. Not that there's a lot of traffic, but this place seems to have a lot of debris within system. So you're navigating around a lot of that, and you're up late, but that's all right. You are an elf, and that doesn't really bother you much. After about 2.5 days, you basically come across the gas giant Zaxmar. After doing a little bit of calculation, and you figure out which moon is considered the third here, and you find that whenever you search it, your ship automatically keeps getting signal from the planet, like something in the system seems to be checking for scans. But it's not any of the legal authorities doing. It's some sort of advertising system. Come to Zaxmar's station. Third moon of Zaxmar will fulfill all your ship repair and refurbishment needs. It goes on to detail all the fine things they do to ships. Does your ship need to be outfitted for deep space mining operations? We can do that. Does your ship need a spit polish for a fancy affair? We can do that too.
It's south of the border in space.
Write an ad blocker to run.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of the ships a lot of the ship's defenses against like outside signals that automatically play stuff have been shut down because whoever fucked with your computer system just stripped it down pretty hard. So like almost as soon as you got near these places which are considered habitable, you started hearing Marcus groaning loudly about why are there so many commercials? Ooh, buy me this! Buy me this! But yes, after the ad plays, it begins to repeat until you basically dismiss it and turn back on your ad blocks. Getting close to the third moon, you do your scans. Give me your computer use for the scans.
All right. That is a 29.
29. Let's see. You are able to basically patch into some of the orbital satellites around this fairly sizable moon. Like I said, it's around a gas giant, so it's like at least a third gravity kind of sphere, and is able to maintain that kind of thing. You begin checking the various feeds as quickly as you can. You know, this kind of thing might be being monitored. And finally, you come across the location of the Zaxmar ship refurbishment station, and see that it is while a lot of the structures are still there, there is a lot of damage. Basically, it has a main facility area that a lot of ships are parked around, and a lot of them have been destroyed. Most of them have been destroyed, and it looks like there's a few large refurbishment, like gravity enhanced atmospheric kind of workspaces. Some of those have been utterly demolished, leaving only about one standing. And then, of course, you see that there's a good deal of like crew and employee and visitor area, which has been damaged as well, but probably still has pockets of atmosphere and working machinery. The place looks cratered, pitted, as if it was hit by a meteor storm. Just a whole lot of heavy asteroid debris. Basically looks like it destroyed the area.
So, okay, real quick, does it look more so, like you said, it looks like it may be asteroids? Is that possible that same debris kind of damage could have been done by a ship being exploded within a dock? Something set to basically like just go off, like the power core of a ship being set for explode somehow.
You can roll engineering and try to figure it out, or have an engineer look at your data.
I'll mention it to Valgorth.
All right, come on, dice roll. Yep.
And can I assist him with physical science?
Sure.
Well, with the assist, that gives me a 15 because I rolled a 3.
All right.
Like rolling garbage on a skill check.
Yeah, now you're playing. Valgorth, you think about it, it seems like a strange question, but you know that it is probably possible, but it would take something incredibly controlled to make it look as natural as it seemingly does.
That's what I'll say.
Okay. Go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Well, I'm giving you the information. I accurately give you the information. I'm not that big of an asshole. I'll be like, oh yeah, you're right.
Using the physical science and basically checking the system, is there any way to tell what if something local, like did asteroids or something actually strike this the space station, and then knowing how ships work, why were they not warned ahead enough time so they could have defended against something coming in like this? Because I would assume space stations and stuff would have some kind of defense against asteroids or meteorites, something hitting the system, hitting their space stations, so they could have blown it out of the sky or something like that. So trying to use that, trying to figure out what's going on.
All right. Yeah, that seems like an odd occurrence. There are numerous like fail safes, early warning systems that would all have to fail in order for at least the parked ships to not have plenty of time for an astral event like that to happen, for at least it to be evacuated.
Picturing the last Starfighter, where like the big bads were just basically throwing asteroids at their space station, and they had those little turrets that would shoot the asteroids away.
All right.
I'm not saying that as an inspiration for this, but no.
Oh, then I look for Centauri.
Oh god, yeah, they're everywhere.
Come
All
on,
right,
Centauri, give me the money.
They're weird bald heads. All right.
Got another thought. Real quick. Timeline wise, looking at the destruction, how long ago did this seem like it happened? And then try to correlate that with our own timeline and also that recording that we received. Trying to figure out what the timeline of the events are that happened with this.
All right. You're guessing that you could probably get, if nothing else, news stories about it if you go to High Veridia, or you can probably get better information from any records in the debris.
Can we do a quick scan of the debris to see if we can find anything that might be worth picking up?
Like, what do you mean?
Like you said, with stuff within the debris. So, like, is there any way we can scan and see if there's anything maybe we can recover that's floated away from the station enough that we might be able to pick it up to try to gather some information from it?
I mean, yeah, you can scan, sure.
All right. That's 16 plus 13, so 29.
29. Like, nothing really has escaped the atmosphere of the planet, or escaped the gravity of the planet due to the disaster. However, you can catch little glimpses of still active systems within some of the destroyed ships and in the station itself. However, given the distance that you guys are out, trying to gain access to it would be pretty much impossible.
Okay. Well, I'll mention that to everybody else and just kind of go.
But just using logic, you know, it has to have happened between at least a month ago and today.
Right. And because what I'm trying to figure out was, did it happen before we went deep dive? Or did it happen after we had went deep dive?
Actually, no.
Drift.
Wait.
When he says deep dive, I keep thinking he's talking about when we were in the simulation, but he's talking
Correct.
about the drift.
No,
He is
while we
talking-
were in simulation.
Okay.
Actually, there's a simpler way to discover that. You can check the press date on the original warning beacon,
Okay.
which puts it for about 3 weeks prior. So yes, probably during your deep sim experience.
Okay. And that actually makes me feel better because that lets me know that we were not involved with causing this to happen.
Well,
Most likely.
Not directly.
We were occupied at the time.
I was in Austria at the time.
I mean, do we know why exactly we were in the simulation?
Yeah, you were kidnapped and put there, but like, why exactly? No, you guys don't know. You know that the kidnappers were monkeying with your memories, and trying to get some kind of information from you, but that information seems to be gone.
So we could have maybe had something to do with them figuring out something from us that would have caused that, maybe.
Well, no, because those two guys are dead.
Okay.
But they may have been looking for information regarding the ship that we were coming to see, or the captain that we were. I mean, we just don't know anything.
no,
Right.
we don't.
You'll have to find a place to go and go there and do some investigation, like this is an
Well-
adventure game or something.
Well, real quick, scan all the debris and see if we can find the signature of the ship that we were supposed to find to see if
Okay.
it was still here.
All right.
Like-
Let's see. Give me another computer use.
That's a 27.
All right, 27.
14 plus 13.
You do find a transponder code that was basically encoded in the scrap of video, and see that it's there, but it's amongst so much debris, it's difficult to tell if it's put together or not. The ship, though, the person is or was here.
Okay. How close could we get leak without setting off alarms to check that out?
There doesn't seem to be an active presence, but that's difficult to say. And even then, even if something was set off, if it had to launch from the planet, it would take a few days for them to even get there.
Can we try to see if we can do a casual flyby to kind of see if we can scan it? Like we're still on the way to go to the other planet.
I don't know, fly casual. Yeah. Sure, you can do a casual flyby.
What do I need to roll to fly casual?
I don't know, piloting, I guess.
I mean, my DC. What's my DC?
15, very casual DC.
Oh, 21.
All right, you get close enough to the disaster site where you would not be in any direct sort of like alarm fields, but also close enough to use your own scanners to get a better visual on the place.
All right.
What were you looking for again? Sorry.
Trying to see more about the ship. So see if it's a ship that actually survived, or if it's been blown to pieces along with everything else. Like here, I mean, I know that we got transponders and stuff, but this is all I want to do real quick before we head on to the rest of the planet to do some more research.
All right. You see that once you're closer that it is amongst at least a dozen or so active transponder codes, and it's difficult to pin down exactly which wreck it is from this distance. Maybe if you had more proximity, you'd be able to like pinpoint it out, but there is like so much debris here. Like this place was trashed.
Take some screenshots and we'll run it through some enhancement software and be able to get the license plate from satellite.
So we present all the information to everybody, and then we can continue going.
All right, you're going to is that your decision? Is that what you guys are? You guys going to Hive Radio, or are you going to investigate more closely here?
Well, when we flew by closer, we saw no active presence.
We saw no active like system authority presence. There doesn't even seem to be much in the way of like guard satellites. There's only just regular relays here.
Do we want to just land here and see what we can find before going to the planet, instead of going to the planet
then coming back
back if we can, or letting people know that we want to come here? I see no authorities. I see no alarms.
Well, that's up to all y'all. What do y'all want to do? I mean, I kind of am in favor of going to try to look at this ship, try to see if we can explore what's going on in it. Maybe we'll find a message on there, more information. As long as we don't like get blown out of the sky, which we won't know until we get closer. I mean, that's up to y'all.
And what did the warning say? It was just like, don't go there because there's been this disaster, or there's consequences for going there because there's this disaster.
It was basically said it was deemed legally off limits because of the disaster. If you need any financial reparations for losses incurred on this place, please contact yada yada yada.
Okay, so it's just illegal for us to go there. That's not prohibitive.
Yeah, basically, no moral compunction against doing things that are illegal.
They put a verbal fence up.
What's everyone's consensus?
Let's go visit that ship then. Let's do something.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Thank you. All right.
I'll look for a landing place.
Cool. It's going to be kind of a tricky landing area just because of the debris. So give me actually, you can leave your ship in orbit. and have a much easier landing thing in the drop ship, or you can land on the planet.
Yeah, the dropship was actually made for this.
Right. Biggest
Yep.
issue though is if we leave the ship in orbit, and someone sees it. Yeah, it might be.
Let's make it look like it's part of the debris floating.
Well, the debris is on the planet.
Oh,
It's on the
okay.
moon. It's on the moon.
Okay, never mind.
This is the place you land your ship for service.
It's a risk one way or the other, so we could just take the dropship down, set a stable orbit, and then go.
All right.
Beep boop 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 boop. Set stable orbit set.
All right. You've beep booped the stable orbit. Everyone get suits up. I forget Starfinder. Like your basic armor, covers like
It has some environmental protections.
basic life support and
Yeah.
for
as long as we're not going to be out there for more
Weeks.
than hours, I don't think we really need to dive into that yet.
Well, it's days actually. Whatever level armor you have, it's
I know,
only
but I'm saying
days.
as long as this scenario doesn't require us to be out there more than hours, I don't think we.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah.
All right. After suiting up, gearing up, and getting aboard the dropship, a thing you were surprised to discover there on the first day.
This is nice. I like these seats.
Yeah, ooh, pleather.
It's made from the skin of my people,
Your people are pleather lizards?
Lithorians.
Fucking plethorians.
Plethorians. Oh no.
Most dreaded of all aliens.
Yeah, the
With the supple
dropship.
yet artificial skin.
The dropship is notably not biomechanical, unlike the ship.
All right.
Leather is made out of android hide.
Oh. Okay, so the dropship launches. You guys can see above your heads or on the screens the insect-shaped ship, which the registry calls the Fool's Gambit, falling away from you as you begin to angle back down toward the moon and toward the debris site. It's a short trip, mere minutes compared to the days and days of travel you've done. And as Geist pulls close, you have 3 potential landing sites. One's close to the transponder code. The other is close to the one's close to the last remaining refurbishment hangar, and one is close to the actual station itself, where like the environmental and living spaces and business areas are.
I'm gonna take us to the hangar so that we can kind of park out of sight just in case.
All right.
Unless anyone has any objections to that,
That's
that is
fine.
my plan.
Okay. Give me a pilot check.
Pilot. 20. Dirty.
20. All right. You sneak it in there. The field is still up, which is amazing. So you're able to just put the drop ship right into the hangar itself, where you see that the environment is still cut on.
Ooh. Oh, everyone be on your guard. There may be people here still. If the environment is still running. And did we see what hangar the ship was previously in?
It was not in a hangar. It was on the parking fields, waiting for where people like either park for visits or wait for refurbishment.
Okay. It was in the gravel parking lot of the mechanic shop.
Essentially, yes.
Got it.
This moon is basically that. It is
been
a,
outside that Hardee's for 6 weeks.
it's basically a diesel mechanic next to a truck stop.
Damn tires have gone flat. It's been sitting there so long.
the landing gear is all wobbly. Look.
Okay, everyone. Let's loosen up.
All right.
And we're just gonna go out into the field, I guess. The debris field.
Okay. After disembarking and hitting the little chirper on your car alarm, you guys look around the bay briefly, you can see that there is a ship in the dock, in the repair dock. It looks like it was getting a heavy refurbish. So like the entire engine is out. The bulkhead has been like split in several places, and it looks like it's being reinforced. It looks like it looks like an old passenger vessel that's being converted for mining. But the outside the atmospheric field of the hangar, you can see just the vast array of ships that have been utterly demolished by the disaster. Big craters of impact, where the ships were just thrown violently out and into each other and all around. But as you begin following your way and winding your way through the debris fields, heading closer and closer towards the transponder signal, I need you guys to make a perception check for
me. Perception.
Roll a natural 1.
All right.
21.
21.
I also got a 21.
Trying 18. To be like me.
I used the dice roller on the Festios because my actual dice have been shitty today.
Cursed.
Wait, there's a dice roller on this?
If you just click the bonus, it'll roll a dice for you.
No shit.
All right.
27.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with the 19. I just was like, that's cool. I'm gonna do that from now on.
All right. Well, we're all science fictioned up. All right. Everyone except for Grimjacks, I believe everyone got over 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
19.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Well, everybody. Okay. So not everybody.
Weep and Valgroth.
Yeah. Weep and Valgroth. Yeah. Valgorth.
Valgorth.
Sorry, I had to look again.
I thought your computer froze, so I didn't say anything.
No, I realized I probably said it wrong. We've been Valgroth. You guys noticed something at the corners of your eyes as you guys are winding your way through this vast debris field, and it's almost as soon as you see it that you are seen in return. A pair of very slender looking robots that were basically just lying amongst the debris, basically spring to life. One of their arm, each one has an arm that quickly converts into an energy weapon, which is aimed at you guys. Those of you who did not see are suddenly alerted to the situation by blaster fire. We'll pick that up next time. Thanks for
right at a good point.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the flip. Good night.
Hey, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
It was like, as soon as we were about to do something.
Sorry.
You should be sorry.
I'm not sorry. Well, why am I sorry? You're
you
the guy
said sorry.
You're the one. Just been 25 minutes asking me about sensors.
Well, first of all, I didn't know what else to be checking because there, the leads.
The location.
Well, I mean, you sent a fault thing saying, "Oh, don't go here," because there's been a planetary destruction thing. Of course, so I'm thinking, no, the thing's actually it's illegal to go there. So something massively stopping us from wanting to go there. We're gonna get blown out of the sky if we even go close to it.
Laws, schmalls.
Oh no, it's basically a fence.
What are you doing?
That's all. What to do that one?
Anyway, yeah. Could you quit recording? Christ.